Okay, so here we are, day 2 of barn renovation number 14. As you can see behind me, we got a lot of the barn painted yesterday. Carly did, while I worked on some other stuff. And just going to continue on today, getting this stuff done. Really want to get this corner post finished. Then at that point, there's not going to be a lot for me to do until I get my 16-foot 2x6s in. So anyway, let me take you and kind of show you what I'm going to try to do today. Sun's kind of wild right now. It's early, but you see we got paint halfway down. Just kind of recapping yesterday. Got that all sided. Got the window in. So today, and I guess from inside you want to see, moved a bunch of stuff inside yesterday because of the rain. Probably just keep it like this. But so inside we've got this finished all the way out to the window area, and to include the base. I need to get, you see I've got the top beam up there married up with this new post. That next section of beam needs to come out. And the problem with these corners is that's like a mortise and tenon joint there sitting on top of the post. So I'm gonna change that post out and leave those. What I'm gonna attempt to do is change the post out, leave those two tops in, and then I'll worry about swapping those out because they're locked together in a mortise and tenon joint. But here's the dumb thing. Look over how this one 4x6 goes over into the front of the barn, and it just stops in outer space. It's just hanging there, nailed. It's supporting siding, and it was nailed to the framework of that loft door. I don't know how well you can see that. You'll see more later when the light is better, but that big 4x6 just literally stops right there. So I'm not worried about that being, it's not structural, obviously. It's just, this is out there to support the the siding and the framework of the loft door. It's a dumb design. So when I get to doing the front, I may kind of redesign the structure. I don't really like it. It's not very strong. So we'll see. I might just kind of frame that out and just do some kind of, put some studs there or something. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. But anyway, that's the main drive today, is to get this big post replaced. And of course, when I do that, I'm going to have to support this rotten mess 2x6 that has slipped down out of its pocket because it just broke off basically. So I'll put a jack post under here of some sort. I'm going to have to cut it off because I need to put a post up there to support both sides of this. It's going to be a mess. I'll get to rig some stuff up here. But you'll see how it goes, and I'll keep you posted. All right, so I've got everything braced up here. Got a nice brace there for that that 3x6, that the kind of the header for that door. Cut that off. So we just got the post here now. I've got the post jacked up with that post jack over there, kind of keeping that pressure off that mortise and tenon joint. And of course I've got this rafter supported down here. And right now I'm making the cuts at the top of the post in order to get it to come out of there. A lot of room to work here. Might be free. I feel like there's still a big nail in there somewhere, but close. This bad boy doesn't fall on me. Here we go. That is one tore up post. Well, that's how it looks with the corner post out. So we've got right there that beam supported. Got the corner there supported by the jack post down to the foundation or base plate. And I got some 2x4 there holding up taking some weight off that rafter because that corner is just garbage. So yeah, I want to get this post in place, and then I can get that beam out and put it on top of that new post and then secure the rafter to it. I'm going to cut this one straight off. This garbage sticking out from the siding doesn't really do anything. It just kind of helps frame things up, and I've got a better idea for that later. So I'm just going to cut that off, put the new beam in top over there once I get the new post in where things are kind of resting on. I got to make sure it's the right length though, because otherwise it's going to be kind of whack. So anyway, getting after it. All right, well, we got this short piece of base plate in to replace a little rotten piece, and I've got the new 6x6 post cut and ready to go, and I've got a brace scabbed onto the side with one screw. And what that's going to do when I put that up into place, that's going to be at the top. When that post is in place up there underneath that mess that's all going to come out of there, that piece of board will be kicked off to the left there, and I will, once I get that post, in for the most part where I want it, I can I'll put a screw in that rafter to hold that post in place, because I don't really have anybody help me right now. Wife's got some stuff going on, so I'll set the post there, hopefully be able to tack it in place up there. I've got everything pre-positioned, my drill and a screw up there, and that'll at least hold the post in place until I make sure it's all plumb and everything, and then I'll get it screwed down for the most part. It's not going to be super solid though until I get that other beam in place. That'll be the next thing. That section there, I'm just probably going to just cut off at the edge of the siding, because it's really not anything structural, and it's just hampering my efforts over here. You'll see the rest here in a second. Safety glasses, always important.
I got my girls some treats.
What?
I got my girls some treats.
Okay.
Worms.
Yeah.
Lots of worms.
Cool. Oh, hold on, there's a net. Still a cut off nail hanging down too far. Lock it from going in. All right, let's try this again.
I'll at least hold it in place until I get it a little more squared away. Got to get it plumb. Braced up, and I'm going to cut that section of old 4x6 out. And then I'm going to cut some more attaching points for the old top plate, and I'm going to get that out. And my theory is correct, nothing will come down. My life and batteries. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, we're making some great progress here. I've got that section cut out that you saw a minute ago. I just now got the 4x6 top plate out. So you can see I've got this rafter supported by a board, this rafter supported by a board. The post for the corner is still, it's attached to the bottom completely, and it's scabbed in place to keep it plumb and in the location I want it up top. Next step is to get the new top beam cut, put in place, and get it screwed down and get those supports out of those rafters. Once I get the rafters secured to the new beam, then really after that, once that's all dialed in, I can take this side and finish it up with structure and side it. It'll take me a little while to side around that window because I got to make a bunch of different cuts, but going well. Once we get this finished today, I'll keep this support in this 3x6 here, and I'll start taking the siding off. I'll take the loft doors off, and that should all be today, so stay tuned. So we have a bit of a fitment problem here. Got that top beam going in. It sits nice, of course, down there, and the length is perfect, but the rafter, with all this rot and everything, has sagged some. So I've got this going on. I need to get that rafter up probably an inch so I can start getting that beam hammered in there underneath that rafter. So I'm gonna think of something creative here. I need to get that raised up. So I'll probably take that post jack and lift up on this rafter some and try to get it up where it needs to be so I can get this beam in. Okay, at a stopping point for lunch. It's like 12:30. I haven't eaten all day. This is the second day of this video, by the way. Just want to show you, I've got all the bracing off, and everything in place right now that you see in place is screwed in place. So we got that top plate up there all dialed in with 6-inch structural screws, and I've got a 6-inch structural screw going up into each rafter. The post is good. Let me back out here so you can get a feel for it. That's all locked in up there. Nice and plumb on both sides. I had to beat that rafter, that plate under that rafter at the same time as having a 2x4 on the end of this rafter down to a hydraulic automotive jack on the ground in order to get that top plate in place. When this 3x6 broke off of the previous post, this whole left side of this barn started to sag. So when I was lifting that rafter, I'm glad it didn't break, because I was literally realigning this whole side, and all that siding was pulling up on the floor, basically realigned the entire corner of this barn. So now it's all back the way it's supposed to be. That plate is completely level up there. Of course, I got the window in. Yeah, it's ready to go. So what's next after lunch is 2 horizontals here, as we always do. And I'm probably going to start siding up to this side here, up to the front. And then that's not going to take too long to side. Then I'm going to start working this. I might start cutting some of this siding away. I need to cut on the inside here, since I've got to replace this 3x6 here next week probably. I'm going to probably cut all of those decking boards away from it just to free it up some more, because it's going to come out. And then when all is said and done, I'll notch this on the end and sink that board in there. Same, this end is already that way, as you can see right there. But they didn't do a great job. They only put half the board in there. I'm going to do a full 16-footer that will take it all the way to the end of this board. So that'll be one big notch. I'll drop that, what'll be 2 2x6s together. I don't know that I'm going to be able to find a 4x6 that's 16 feet long, but we'll see. Anyway, that's what's going on. All right, here we go. We got this this wall ready for some siding. So got the 2 horizontals in there. I reincorporated the old 45-degree corner brace. Want to reuse, I like keeping some piece of the original barn in place, so it's not 100% new. So that cut up nicely. That's what you see. There's just some surface termite damage, which you just scrape off their mud tunnels, and it's all solid underneath. So I cut off the bad parts and reincorporated that. Now I'm ready to side the rest of this, so I'm going to start cutting some wood to side this. double check this before you make the next cut. That was 34 3/4.
Yes.
Just making it. Okay, well, I'm not sure if all the siding video is going to come through because I had my camera going on the tripod with the siding evolution, and it said I had a full SD card, so I don't know when that happened. But anyway, siding's complete. All the structure's complete on this side. Put a cute little bevel in there in the siding under the window so the rain would run off. I've got to caulk that section a little bit. But it's all good. It's all good. Just went around and put in a bunch of other screws and other siding that hadn't, that I missed someplace that has tacked it up. But yeah, all the structure's finished. Everything's good. The window's solid and all that. So yeah, next steps. So next steps. I don't know when this is going to happen. Probably next weekend or maybe some afternoon stuff going, but not much. Got 2 videos out of this. I'm going to call this 14 and 15. I'm going to split them up with both days. But next is starting to strip this front. And this section in here, where you see that beer, that's going to be built out once I get that 4x6 going all the way across on that base there. That's going to come out of there. So I got to cut all those siding boards off and tie it together. Then that wall there is going to be, that little short wall right there is going to be built out like a brick shit house because I need to hang barn doors and it's got to be strong. Same with that side over there. Once it gets stripped, that'll be built out and reinforced so it can handle the weight of those barn doors. I'll have them cabled tensioned as well. But anyway, that's what we have for now. Appreciate you all watching. The barn is just about done. I'll have to think of some other series to do after this. But please like and subscribe, share with your friends if you think they'll like it. And as always, keep getting after it.